Hey there, Weather Geeks. It's weather for Weather Geeks as we head through this Thursday afternoon. Wind and warmth. That's our story today. It's beautiful outside. Thought I'd start with by taking a look at some backyard wind measurements here. These are wind gusts reported over the last 15 minutes. Now, keep in mind, a lot of these are backyard stations that are a little bit sheltered. Houses are in the way. They might not be tall enough, high enough in the yard to capture the true wind, but still some impressive numbers here. We're gusting close to 20 in many backyard stations close to Youngstown, 23, 24 down here towards Salem and Sebring, 19 in Alliance. There's a 30-mile-per-hour gust over towards Lake Milton. And so you know the true wind is likely to be a little bit higher than these actual numbers in most circumstances. I think the true wind out there is gusting over 30 pretty commonly this afternoon. But it's also warm. Take a look at the temperatures here. 65 Boardman and over towards Austintown at 66. 67 around Salem, down towards Lisbon, 64. Sebring at 63. So yeah, it's beautiful out this afternoon. And what we have going on in the weather map today is a weak, cool front up through here. Notice on either side of the front, there's not a big temperature change. There is a temperature change, yes, but it's not dramatically colder behind this front. Ahead of it, 70s common, even close to 80 around St. Louis, but behind it, 50s, lower 60s, so not a real sharp front. It's producing some shower activity up here across Michigan, down into parts of Illinois, northern Indiana. Some of those showers are going to track our way tonight, which I'll talk about in just a second. But around Ohio, western Pennsylvania, just some high, thin cirrus clouds out there mixed in with the sun this afternoon. Official reading in Youngstown, 66 degrees at this hour with a wind gust to about 29 knots, up into the 30s in miles per hour. So the forecast going pretty much according to plan today, close to 70 by the end of the day. And the wind can probably gust to 40 miles per hour at some spots before the day is through. Talk about warmth. Yesterday we had highs in the 80s up into South Dakota. Today the warmth is a little more centered, closer to where you'd think it would be, closer to the Gulf Coast. That nose of warmth now heading up into the Mississippi Valley. It's in the 80s as far north as St. Louis. All of those places warmer than Florida, where by Florida standards it's not that warm today. We do have some changes coming our way, though. The first thing we're going to have to deal with is some rain, so let's talk about that for tonight. Now, this is coming after the sun goes down in most spots this evening. Let's bring up our high-resolution rapid refresh model here, show you the simulated radar. We're gonna kick this off a few hours from now. Let's start this at 5 p.m., which is right here. So here's the simulated radar at 5 o'clock p.m. this evening. If you have outdoor plans after school, after work today, you're doing just fine. And then let's move ahead through the evening. For sunset now getting very close to 8. Here's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and then finally right around sunset at 8 o'clock this evening. Best chance of showers by that point will be up towards I-90, up near the lake shore. So that's 8 o'clock this evening. We'll take this into the overnight, skip ahead to 10 p.m. Showers pushing in, and as a lot of us are sleeping tonight, yes, indeed, we will see some showers. Really nothing all that heavy. I don't expect really any thunder and lightning with this. Here's the simulated radar at midnight, and then zooming ahead to tomorrow morning, here's 8 a.m. Now, this is when we have a little bit of a forecast challenge for tomorrow morning. The NAM model, which I'm showing here, advertises kind of a second wave of rain that lingers perhaps all the way through 10 or 11 tomorrow morning. The new GFS model doesn't really have that. The European and Canadian models, the older versions anyway, didn't necessarily have that. So I'm a little skeptical as to how long this rain lingers tomorrow morning. If you were to believe the NAM, this rain would stick around as I fast forward here all the way through perhaps 10:30, 11 o'clock. Here's 11 a.m. The back edge just pushing south of downtown Youngstown. I think that's the worst case scenario for tomorrow, the worst case being the rain lingers until midday, 11 o'clock or so. I think the more likely scenario, because there are more models that have this idea, is that it's out of here earlier than that, probably by 9 o'clock. I'm going to kind of go somewhere in the middle. If you believe the fastest models, it's done by 7. Slowest models, the rain's done by 11. I think for now I'll split the difference and say in most spots we should be done with the rain tomorrow morning by about 9 a.m., with the last places seeing it south and southeast of Youngstown. But no matter what time the rain ends tomorrow, the afternoon's still going to turn out nice. Here's tomorrow afternoon. No rain around, and it looks very good. So Friday afternoon's looking just fine. Let's talk about the rest of our forecast then. This front pushes through. I'm showing you the GFS model here, which I just mentioned. It pushes the rain through first thing tomorrow morning and doesn't linger it through midday, unlike the NAM. So a little bit of a model difference for tomorrow. But beyond that, here's the weekend. Saturday, high pressure right over the center of Pennsylvania, and that'll give us a beautiful day Saturday with sunshine most of the day. Rolling ahead to Sunday, And this is another windy, warm day coming up. It's going to be, I think, much like today. In fact, even warmer on Sunday with a strong southwesterly push. Our front is up here, and that southwesterly push is going to keep it at bay for a while. So Sunday looks real toasty, probably our warmest day of the year so far. And notice not much happens rain-wise all day Sunday. If there's a shower, it's probably up towards I-90, up towards Ashtabula, Erie, maybe Cleveland, but I really think the odds are real low as far south as Youngstown of seeing any raindrops during the day on Sunday. Sunday night looks dry, really warm Sunday night. We'll probably only drop down into the mid-50s, something like that Sunday night, so kind of a late May-like night Sunday night. That'll set the stage for one more warm day Monday, and this front, as it continues to look slower and slower, now looks like it'll bring most of its precipitation Monday afternoon, Monday evening. That timing suggests that thunder is probably more likely. It'll come during the warmest part of the day. And so we'll probably have some thunderstorms to contend with Monday afternoon and evening. And then check out what happens here. This is Monday night, middle of the night, about 2 a.m. And yes, as the cold air wraps in, this is blue you're seeing here, and that means we could see some wet snowflakes mixing in. Perhaps even a total changeover to some wet snowflakes before Monday night is through. This is Tuesday morning, and it's got it snowing here in Youngstown, and the GFS model here is not alone. Other models have the same idea. I'm not expecting much accumulation out of this, but nonetheless, 74 Sunday, snowflakes Monday night, Tuesday morning. Well, welcome to April here in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania. Beyond that, next week, chilly for a couple of days, warm up at the end of the week. Now, how much snow possibly could there be? This is the GFS accumulations. It keeps it under an inch. I think that's reasonable. I think, if I had to take a shot in the dark at this point, snow accumulations next Monday night, first thing Tuesday morning, most likely would be on non-paved surfaces, so grassy surfaces, car tops, that sort of thing, and probably less than an inch. Of course, we'll be fine-tuning that. But nonetheless, pretty remarkable. 74 Sunday, snowflakes looking more and more likely Monday night, Tuesday morning. Here's a look at the longer range. This is the GFS Ensemble, a 16-day outlook. Just a model here, so don't take this to the bank. But we can look at trends. We'll focus on the trends more than the individual numbers, which are bound and determined. It's a guarantee they're not going to be exactly right when we're talking about a 16-day forecast. But here's our dip next week. Tuesday, we probably stay in the 40s, maybe not much better than that Wednesday. After that, looks like we get back to normal, maybe a little above normal for that stretch at the end of next week. Maybe a little cool down late next weekend, and then we head back up into the 60s towards that last week of April. The trends continue to be that the last week of April should be significantly warmer than the week that precedes that. So those are the trends in the longer range. Thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks on this Thursday afternoon. I'm on the morning show tomorrow. You'll catch me on WFMJ today and also the midday report at noon, which means Weather Geeks will be posted in the middle of the morning rather than the middle of the afternoon. So check out the video then. In the meantime, as usual, I'll be on tonight at 6 and 11. So thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.